welcome. I am your host, Unreal Dean, and this is the second episode of Did You Think About It? Apologies for because I know in the background right there, that is my water cooling system. Yeah, I need to get a new one. I think yeah. If you hear the little sound, that's my water cooler system. Sorry about that. Anyway, so today's episode with me, your host, Unreal Dean. We're going to talk about a little Twitter battle that I had. Well, not really a battle, just a bit of a little debate. So there's this guy who just decided to cause a bit of trouble for me because I went on to Twitter and there's this really awesome guy named Graham Allen. You can find him on Twitter. Just check out Graham Allen. I think he's got an awesome podcast called Hello America. I think it's Hello America. Whatever. So he's got the Sweet Podcast. You can check him out. It's pretty awesome. So anyway, Graham Allen posted out this tweet in response to the mini AOC little controversy thing that happened. You know, when Alexander Ocasio-Cortez went off into those fake pics of the border. And the mini AOC did a little parody thing of that at a playground. And Alexander Cortez's followers and fans or whatever, and they they started sending death threats. Yeah, death threats to Mini AOC. She's a child. She's like 9 years old, and that's what her supporters did. They were threatening a child with death threats. So Graham Allen posts this little thing here that says that he's calling out Alexander Cortez to speak out against these supporters of hers, you know, and just to condemn them for sending these death threats to this child. So Graham Allen has been doing this for a while now, trying to get her to, you know, respond to that. And so I put out a tweet on this Graham Allen thing. And my tweet just said that he's got to realize that these are the same people that support late-term abortion. So nothing is beneath them. And seriously, that's what they do. They support late-term abortion. That's what trying to legalize it. And they're even going for, and some of them even advocate for even like the kid is born, like just immediately after the kid is born. And there's videotapes of this, and there's a guy who actually, I think he's a congressman or a governor or something. He, no, it's a senator. Sorry about that. It's a senator. He actually, gives a detailed account of what happens in that rare case where the kid is just born. So yeah, that's how far it goes. This abortion stuff. It's not even like the kid is in the womb. The baby's not even in the womb anymore. It's outside. It's born. And people say, no, only when you're born is it human now. Well, kid's outside. It's born, and now they're discussing what to do with the kid. So there's that. Anyway, so that's what I said. These are some people that support, late-term abortion, so nothing's beneath them. And then here comes the guy. This guy comes in responds to my tweet going, you are the people who would strap women to a table and force them to give birth against their will, which is retarded. Okay? I know some people are like, ooh, you said no. Well, it is retarded because, one, never in the history of ever has there been a woman who was strapped down to give birth. Okay? And he's talking about the woman he's talking about, a woman who willingly, had sex and got pregnant. They willingly had sex. They fully went in there knowing all the consequences of having sex. Having sex, there's a chance that you'll get pregnant, and they went in there and had sex knowing that. So nobody forced them to have sex and get pregnant. Okay? And no one's really forcing them to actually give birth. We're just holding them accountable for their actions. That's all we're doing. You have to hold accountable for your actions. You went out, you had sex, and this is what happens when you have sex. You get pregnant. okay? Especially when you don't practice safe sex. That's what happens. You get pregnant. So anyway, and I just hit a response to that by saying that you don't want a baby, practice safe sex. Basically, what I'm saying. Take birth control pills, use a condom. Hell, don't have sex. Sorry about that. During the weeks that you have a high chance of getting pregnant. That's like when you're about to go on your period and stuff like that. It's not foolproof, but it's that stuff. And I just say, prevention is better than killing a baby. That's what it is. Get a baby. Just practice safe sex. Take responsibility of your actions, man. These things are out there for you to use. And the most effective uses are, birth control pills and, a condom. And I've heard that many women have been in these types of situations. There's a story of this woman who's a famous comedian. Well, she's becoming a famous comedian. She said she had 2 kids when she wasn't a teenager, because she wasn't being safe and all that stuff. And she was gonna have a third one. She had an abortion. Yeah, which she doesn't feel great about, by the way. And after that, she just started using birth control pills, and she's never had a kid since. Okay, and here's the thing: this comedian, she supports the whole abortion thing. And I think it's because of she had an abortion that she could have. The third kid didn't weigh her down so much, but using birth control pills, but you wouldn't be in the situation again if because birth control pills prevent her from being in the situation again. So just use birth control pills and you won't have to do abortions, man. It's that simple. It's that freaking simple. So anyway, so somebody else comes along and basically says the same thing to this guy, birth control, right? And this guy comes along with this thing of like they want to ban birth control too, and my response to that is that's a lie, and you know it. Shame on you. And I know, just hang on. He comes along with this little rebuttal of it's not, no, it's not, it's not a lie, and shows me this tweet of this lady who's apparently a pro-lifer, I guess, and so this lady is coming from the stance. This is more like the Catholic. Catholics, they don't really into condoms and stuff like that. So they're more of just abstain from having sex. You know what I mean? Because it's like contraceptives and whatnot. And it's true. It's not really birth control. So just say abstain, whatever. It's my own Catholic approach. And I go, okay, yeah, so whatever. And it's a nice tweet that he sent me. And I wanted to see like a legislation on the banning of birth control. That's not really banning it, by the way, what he's saying. And I was like, no, give me something more concrete that they actually want to ban this thing. So trying to get my senses here. Right, so he sends me this other thing about this Ohio Republican looking to ban birth control. Now that's not really a ban in itself as well. That wasn't really a ban of birth control. That was really the Ohio thing was more to defund Planned Parenthood. That was literally what they were going for. It wasn't to ban birth control as a whole. And the argument here is pretty weak because what they're doing is that all you have to do is just pay for it. You can just go to a clinic somewhere and just buy it instead. That's what it is. That's all that was. So you're not banning anything. It's not a ban. It's not like they're saying stop production of birth controls. And I know the Leah Rose thing, that's just a thing. Her thing's a little extreme in my case. I will go with that. It's a little extreme. But in all honesty, it's not really a ban. And you can't really ban birth control. It's whatever. So I think that's really happening, and no one's really gonna go for it either. Nobody is. So whatever. So yeah, but this guy is like just so freaking stupid. And he tries to come at me with this whole thing of like, if you see someone killing a baby, call the police instead of complaining on Twitter. And I just said, yeah, right after you stop fighting for late-term abortions, because that's what late-term abortions are. I mean, that's what abortion is. You're killing a baby, and that's what he is advocating for. And he comes on with this response of like, late terms are rare and only done when something is wrong. You're not a doctor, mind your own business. And I'm like, neither are you, okay? And he's the guy who freaking came to me first, So it's like, how can I mind my own business when you came into it? And you also aren't a doctor, so you also gotta mind your own fucking business, bro. You don't know crap either. And here's the thing about the late term stuff. The late term abortion stuff isn't all that rare either. They're fighting for it to make it, legal in some other states. In some other states, they just do it anyway. And, I also talk about the one where after birth as well, where they're doing that as well. That's really the rare one. And I also say this when there's something wrong. Here's the thing, okay? All right? This isn't in the medieval ages. All right? This is modern times. Medical technology is extremely high, man. We are amazing with our technology. We can save both the mother and the baby. There's no need for abortion at all. Okay? And I know this because I know women in my life who've had complications in birth, and they've saved both them, the lady, and the babies. Okay? The kids are healthy and safe and growing up. And not only that, my oldest brother and myself, I have kids who were born from complications. Yeah. Right? They didn't need to abort us at all. Okay? And that was more than 20 years ago when I was born. More than that. And this guy, okay? Medical technology now is way even better than back then. Okay? So this thing of complications, it is not an argument you can use because our medical advances are that good. Okay? I was a complication for my mother. The doctors went in and they opened her up and they pulled me out, closed my mom up, and boom, we're safe. Okay? That's it. That's all you gotta do. It's not that bad. And that's really what happens most times when it comes to births. There's sometimes when there's complications that actually, instead of going for the normal birth, they'll actually do a C-section or cesarean section. I don't think it's a C-section. I think they developed a new technique because apparently C-section caused a bit more damage to the woman, so she couldn't really. Yeah, but anyway, they just open her up, pull the baby out, and do that instead. All right, so so this whole complications of birth thing, kill the baby to save the mother, ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. All right, and this guy is confusing me though. He's for abortion, but he's also in this thing of giving birth control to people, and which is kind of weird because birth control negates the abortion argument, because if you use birth control, the woman won't get pregnant. Thus, you don't need to do abortions. I don't get why he's fighting for abortion. It's just like, what the hell? And yeah, it's just, this guy is just so confusing. Super confusing. And he's so confusing that my sister, Zunke, right, she was also confused with this dude. Because she was wondering, like, is he for abortion or but against birth control or something? She was kind of weird. It's kind of contradicting. And it is contradicting, dear. It is contradicting. She was way confused about this. And she says, it would be better to prevent suffering from the start. Yeah, it would be. Completely so. And I did explain to her that, I did try to explain to her, like, yeah, he's for abortion and the birth control thing, which is weird because birth control negates the whole abortion thing. So there it is. And literally, at the end of the day, if you get pregnant, you went in there having sex, knowing full well that getting pregnant was a risk factor in there. When you have sex, getting pregnant is a thing that could happen, especially when you have unprotected sex. It's a thing. And if you don't take the precautions to prevent that, well, you have to take responsibility for that action. Which is actually quite funny. Which is what I was actually gonna explain to this guy before he blocked me, because he hit me up with this, because he hit me up with that tweet again, saying about like people who do all that stuff and still wind up pregnant, and she does the whole strap to a table thing, which is kind of weird. I was like, dude, you know what you were doing. I explained to him like, what medieval hospitals does he go to? What kind of medieval hospital do you go to, bro? Where they strap women to a table to force them to give birth. It's not like they forced them to get pregnant in the first place. You know? I mean, she made the choice. And I was like, dude, you went in there, you had sex on your own. So take responsibility and be a parent. Okay? That's what you gotta do. Alright? Or if you don't want to be a parent, then give the baby up for adoption. Okay? You can even, as a matter of fact, you can even like find a family that you feel like it's a good home for the kid and they'll raise the kid properly. You can do that, and then you guys can go to an adoption agency and whatever and get the whole paperwork going long before you even, give birth. You can do that. You can set all that up and have the paperwork, filed and ready to go. So when you give birth, then, you've already sorted out most of the paperwork by then. You got the process going. You can even go to an agency and they'll even help you find a family. And you can choose which family the kid gets to go to. It's a thing you can do. It's not that detrimental anymore, man. It's that hard. It's not that bad. Just give birth, adoption. There. Okay? If you're too, irresponsible to take care of a kid, which is kind of weird because it was, whatever. I mean, just take responsibility for your actions, alright? If you didn't want to get pregnant in the first place, then you should just don't have sex at the end then. Huh? How about that? Just don't do it. Freaking hell. If you're not going to take the precautions, don't have sex. Freaking hell. Or if you're so hell-bent on not having kids at all, like ever, then get your tubes tied and whatever. Something. Freaking hell. These people. Yeah. Man, this guy. And this guy, he just had to. I was already like agitated and aggravated before this guy popped up. So much so that, oh my gosh, when he popped up, I have some other stuff. I was gonna do an episode on something else before this guy popped up, and that episode is gonna come next week. So you'll find out why I was already aggravated before this guy arrived. But God, oh man, this dude. He's so contradicting of himself. Freaking retard. Jeez. It's so annoying. I mean, this guy. Freaking hell. I mean, you're for abortion, but you're also for birth control, which negates the abortion thing. So it makes me think. I mean, if you're for birth control, it makes me think that you're not for abortion because it prevents abortion. It prevents the need for abortion. Even though in this day and age, abortion is not a thing that you need. And here's the thing. The whole abortion thing is Planned Parenthood or whatever. It was started by a white supremacist. The lady that started this was a white supremacist who started the whole, Planned Parenthood for the whole eugenics idea. She was all for it. That's why Planned Parenthood got for the eugenics. You know what eugenics is? The utter eradication of, another race that's not, of yours. It's a eugenics thing. Basically, what the Nazis were doing to the Jews? That's what that is. Okay? They're trying to kill off black people. And so this one was out of Planned Parenthood, And she basically brainwashed everybody. The whole Democrats brainwashed everybody with this whole, pro-choice people brainwashing people into doing the dirty work for them. Okay, all those millions of black babies are dying every year because of Planned Parenthood. And guess what Planned Parenthood is? 75% of all Planned Parenthood clinics are in black communities. All of them. In the inner cities and whatever the predominantly black communities, you'll find a Planned Parenthood there. Guaranteed. 75% of them are all there. It's insane. Okay? It is insane. Planned Parenthood is one of the most racist organizations ever. And you're just letting it go. All of you are just supporting it. All of you. Every one of you is a racist by association. That's what it is. Anyway, I feel, and this guy got into a Twitter thing with this other lady, and she basically just reiterates everything that I said, but she really got into this guy, and she got into him good, and yeah. But anyway, this guy ended up blocking me, and he also ended up blocking my sister, all because her reply to him was, yeah, there's more ways than, birth control to stop pregnancy, like foreplay maybe, yeah, that's a way, yeah, I guess you guys have a little foreplay, dry humping, basically, and, or oral, I guess, and she said that she's she's pretty sure it's a baby coming out, not a chest buster, so no violence or straps needed. That's true. That's true. Sister's just freaking awesome. Oh gosh, dude, so frustrating and aggravating. On top of so many idiots out there, but he's not as frustrating as this cancer, Titania McGrath. She's such a cancer. No, her Twitter is the most unholy thing I've ever seen in my life. So, oh my gosh. But people like this chick and the guy that freaking got at me, they're the reason why aliens aren't visiting us. If they're aliens, they're the reason why they're not coming to us. They just come here, they see these people and just go, yeah, humanity's not ready. I'm telling you, that's what they do. And they just leave us. No. You're the reason why we're not advancing as human race. Why we're not doing all the great things that could uplift human race. It's you people. It's you freaking idiots. Well, that was my rant for the week. Freaking morons. Anyway, that's today's episode. This week's episode. I've been unwielding. Later days.